Hello my darlings, I have another two beautiful hairstyle ideas for you that would be perfect for prom. The first look is a twisted braided ponytail and the second is a mixed braided hairstyle. I'm going to be completely honest with you and suggest that you practice these hairstyles a few days before your big day because they do take some practice and patience, but I promise you that the results will be so worth it. If you want to know how I created these looks, please keep on watching. I'm starting out by brushing my hair to make sure I don't have any tangles and it'll be easier for me to braid this way. I'm separating two pieces around my face and clipping them away for now. I love doing this because I feel that these pieces frame the face and make any hairstyle look more effortless. After I've clipped my front sections out of the way, I'm separating a section of hair on both sides of my head from the top of my head to the back of my ear, being careful not to combine any hair extensions into these sections. If you're doing this hairstyle on your natural hair, you don't have to worry about this, but for us ladies that need that extra help to get long, voluminous hair, you want to be mindful of your hair extensions at all times. For this headband braid, I'm going to show you how to create a French rope braid. Now, I will be adding a few one-clip wefts into my braid as I go to make my braid longer, but if your hair is already long, then you don't need to worry about this. To braid a French rope braid, you want to separate a small section of hair and divide it into two strands. Twist both strands in the same direction. In my case, I'm twisting them towards my face, and then wrap the strands around each other in the opposite direction. So I will be wrapping my strands away from my face. After I've done this one time, I'm picking up a small section of hair from the outside of each strand, combining them with each strand, and then repeating these steps again. I'm twisting both strands towards my face and then wrapping them around each other away from my face. I'm picking up another small section of hair from the outside of each strand, combining them with the strands, and repeating these steps again. Both strands twist towards the face and wrap around each other away from the face. After I've done this a few times, I'm taking one of my one-clip wefts from my clip-in hair extension set and clipping it into the loose hair right next to my braid, and I'm clipping it in the same direction as I'm braiding. I'm braiding sideways, so I'm positioning the clip sideways as well. Once the clip is secure, I'm repeating the same steps for the French rope braid and incorporating the hair from the extension into the braid. And there go my front sections that I clipped away. Let me just clip them back out of the way and pretend like this didn't happen, okay? After braiding for another couple inches, I'm adding in another one-clip weft just as I did with the first one. If you're using clip-in hair extensions like I am, you want to make sure that none of the clips are visible through your braid as you go. I'm adding in one more one-clip weft into this braid and continuing to French rope braid until I run out of hair to add into the braid. Once this happens, I'm simply continuing with a regular rope braid. Just make sure that you're twisting and wrapping the strands in the same directions that you started with. So for example, if I started this braid twisting both strands towards my face and wrapping them around each other away from my face, I need to repeat these directions for my rope braid, otherwise the braid will just unravel. I'm tying off the end of the braid with a small hair elastic and unclipping my front sections. Next, I'm releasing the rest of my hair and sectioning the top of my hair into 3 strands while incorporating my rope braid into the nearest strand. With these 3 strands, I'm going to create a French braid less than halfway down my hair. I'm crossing over 2 strands without adding any hair from the outside, and on the third crossover, I'm taking a chunk of hair from the outside of the strand I'm crossing and combining it together with that strand. After I've crossed over that strand, I'm repeating the same thing on the other side. I'm continuing to French braid until I reach the nape of my neck, and then I'm tying it off with a hair elastic. With the remaining hair at the bottom, I'm separating it into 2 sections. I'm braiding another regular rope braid with one of the sections and tying it off with a hair elastic. With the other section, I'm simply twisting the section while wrapping it around the base of the ponytail from the French braid and pinning it in place with bobby pins. Once this part is secure, I'm taking the rope braid and wrapping it around the base of the ponytail and pinning it in place with bobby pins. When the ponytail feels secure, you're done. For the second look, I'm separating 2 front sections of hair just like I did before and clipping them out of the way. And just like before, I'm separating a section of hair on both sides of my head from the top of my head to the back of my ear and tying away the rest of the hair so it's out of my way. For this headband braid, I'll be braiding a regular French braid. And of course, I will be clipping in a few one-clip wefts from my fancy hair extension set to make sure it's long enough to be incorporated into the rest of this look. So to braid a French braid, you want to separate a section of hair into 3 strands and braid a regular 3-strand braid for the first 2 crossovers. On the 3rd crossover, you're going to pick up a section of hair from the outside of the strand you're going to cross over next and combine it with that strand. After you've crossed over that strand over the middle strand, pick up another section of hair from the outside of the next strand you're going to cross over next and combine it with that strand. Cross it over the middle strand and repeat these steps. After I braided a couple of inches, I'm taking one of my 1-clip wefts and clipping it into the loose hair right next to my braid in the same direction that I'm braiding. I'm continuing to braid while incorporating the hair from the extension into the braid. I'm repeating these steps and clipping in another 2 1-clip wefts into my braid and continuing to French braid until I run out of hair to combine. When I run out of hair to combine, I like to go back and gently pull out the sides of the French braid to make it look a little thicker and cover up any hair extensions that might be peeking through at this point. You want to be really careful when you're doing this because if you pull out too much, the braid will look sloppy and really messy. I'm finishing off the braid with a regular 3-strand braid and releasing the rest of my hair. I'm sectioning off the top section and bringing it to the same side as my braid and separating this section into 3 strands and incorporating my braid into the nearest strand. With these 3 strands, I'm braiding another French braid until I run out of hair to combine into the braid. When this happens, I'm braiding a regular 3-strand braid a few times. Okay, now watch this very carefully. After I braided a regular 3-strand braid for a few times, I'm taking the middle section and combining each half of the middle section with the outside sections. Now I have 2 sections I'm working with. At this point, I'm going to braid a fishtail braid for a few inches. To braid a fishtail, you simply want to take a thin strand of hair from the outside of each section and combine it with the opposite section. For example, if you're starting with the right, you want to pick up a thin strand of hair from the outside of the right section, cross it over the right section, and combine it with the left section. Then you're going to take a thin strand from the outside of the left section, cross it over the left section, and combine it with the right section. Keep repeating these steps to create a fishtail. I'm going to stop my fishtail here, and then I'm taking some of the hair from each section to form another 3 sections total. With these 3 sections, you've guessed it, I'm braiding a 3-strand braid again. After a couple inches of braiding, I'm creating 2 sections of hair again and finishing off this braid with another fishtail. Phew! After I finish braiding, I'm going to pull apart my braid a little bit. Come on, you know I can't resist. After pulling apart my braid a bit, I'm tying off the end of this braid with a hair elastic and unclipping my front sections of hair. And if you want to dress up this hairstyle a little more, you can add some delicate hair embellishments to the braid like I am here. I love that these 2 hairstyles are so unique and look so different every time you create them. Feel free to substitute certain braids or braiding techniques to your liking or skill level. There are absolutely no rules, so just play around and have fun with it. If you guys enjoyed this hair tutorial, please like this video and leave your feedback for me in the comments section below. I have new hair tutorials coming out weekly, so make sure you've subscribed to my YouTube channel to stay up to date on all the latest hair tips, ideas, and trends. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in my next video. Sure, life isn't perfect, but your hair can be. Subscribe to my channel and allow me to inspire you.